Hi there, this is Ranjit and I have this Moto X style, which is also known as Moto X Pure in US, and in this video we'll be doing the camera review. And Motorola says this is the best camera that they have put on this Moto X style, and the rear facing camera is a 21 megapixel shooter, and it also records 4K videos, and it has this dual tone flash, whereas the front facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter, but the front facing camera also has a LED flash, which is interesting, and if in low lighting condition it certainly helps. I'll show you those sample shots later on, and I've taken a lot of pictures. I'll show you the sample shots, but I also decided to take some shots with the iPhone 6s and the Note 5, and we'll be comparing the pictures that we took with the Moto X style so that you can get an idea how does the Moto X style camera stand in front of the iPhone 6s and the Galaxy Note 5. Before I show you the sample shots, let me actually give you the interface overview. And we have this friendly gestures. You can just double twist to get it. That's there. But let's just fire up the camera. And as you can see, this is the camera. And let me bring these objects nearby so that we can take some snaps. And as you can see, I'll just use this thing. And this is the thing, this camera is really simple. We have just this ring, and using this ring you can adjust the exposure, and if you just tap on it, it takes the picture, as you can see. So you can move this ring to adjust the focusing where you want, but if you just tap in, it takes the picture. And the shutter speed is really good. It takes it very quickly, and as you can see, the snaps come out to be good. But let me actually show you the other options that are available. And if you just swipe over here, you get to the other options. For example, you can enable auto HDR, the flash you can toggle to auto on or off. We also have the low light mode, but that does not make that much of a difference in my opinion. And if you just go here, we go to the video mode, and as I've mentioned, it can also record video up to 4K or Ultra HD, and it can go in widescreen, that is 16 megapixel. But if you want to go to 21 megapixel, it will be in 4:3. We also have the timer mode. So these are the simple modes. Again, I would say the camera is okay, but again, if you're sort of an advanced user, or if you're someone who is looking for a lot of manual controls, you will be disappointed because the camera interface is really basic. Now let me actually show you the sample shots so that you can get a better idea. These were shot with the rear-facing camera of the Moto X style, and as you can see in ample lighting, the pictures come out to be really sharp and they have a lot of detail. Also in terms of dynamic range, the dynamic range was also very good, as you can see from the sample shots. But one thing that I have noticed is that in very harsh lighting, you have to adjust the exposure. Here I adjusted the exposure and it was nice. And also because of its resolution, you can also zoom up quite a bit and do not lose the detail. Now let's compare the pictures with the iPhone 6s and the Note 5. So these are some sample shots that I've taken in outdoor lighting conditions with the Note 5, Moto X style and the iPhone 6s side by side, so that you can compare which one does well in natural lighting. And I feel that the Moto X style in natural lighting does produce very natural looking pictures. Now let's see how is the video footage. The Moto X style at 1080p in outdoor setting to give you an idea how is the video recording. And it's a bright sunny day today, and I'm just going to walk around to give you an idea how is the stabilization. It can also record video in 4K. I'll also record a small snippet of 4K video recording. Now let me just walk back to give you an idea how is the video recording when you actually walk. So this should give you an idea about the video recording with the Moto X style at 1080p in outdoor conditions. Video with the Moto X style now at 4K, which is the highest setting possible. So I'm just going to walk again to give you an idea. And you have to manually set it to 4K because by default it goes to 1080p video recording. So I'm just going to walk back, and again guys, this is handheld to give you an idea how will be the video recording at 4K with the Moto X in outdoor conditions. So this is a sample footage at 4K with the Moto X style. Part of the video with the front facing camera of this Moto X style. As you can see, I am in outdoor setting, and the audio that you're hearing is also being recorded via the internal microphone of this Moto X. So this should give you an idea about the video recording with the front facing camera of the Moto X style in outdoor conditions. I'll also shoot a video in artificial lighting in the later part of the video. These were shot in semi-indoor conditions, which are sort of difficult lighting conditions, and let's also compare it with the iPhone 6s and the Note 5. And many of the smartphones actually do struggle quite a bit in these sort of difficult lighting conditions where there is a little bit of natural lighting and sort of low lighting conditions. And definitely here you can see that the iPhone 6s and the Note 5 have a slight edge over the Moto X style. But I feel the dual tone flash on the Moto X style does a very good job even compared to the Note 5. Even the front facing 5 megapixel camera does a very good job in outdoor conditions, as you can see from the sample shots. But again, when we move to artificial lighting and low lighting conditions, yes, it takes some decent shots, but the pictures are not that sharp and there is a little bit of noise in the pictures. But again, in very low lighting condition, this was taken without the flash. The front facing flash certainly helps, as you can see. Part of the video with the front facing camera of the Moto X style, and this is in completely artificial lighting in my office. I have just one tube light switched on. Let me actually switch on one more small light, and this is with a tube light and a small bulb. So this should give you an idea how will be the video recording if you shoot video in indoors with the front facing camera of the Moto X style. Now these pictures were shot in completely artificial lighting in my office. This is in very low lighting without the flash, and this is with the flash. The flash certainly helps in low lighting. And now let's compare how does the iPhone 6s and the Note 5 does in similar conditions. Here I feel there is a huge difference. The Moto X style just cannot compete with the Note 5 and the iPhone 6s in this completely artificial lighting conditions. Definitely the Note 5 and the iPhone 6 do better. This is a macro shot and this is with the Moto X style. This was taken with the iPhone 6s. But the Note 5 had the most sharpness in macro shots. Moving to the front facing camera, this is with the Moto X style, this is with the iPhone 6s, and this is with the Note 5. The Note 5 has a very wide angle lens for the front facing camera. So what do I feel about the camera performance of this Moto X style? As we have seen from the sample shots, the camera has been really improved on this Moto X style if we compare it with earlier generations of the Motorola Moto X phones, for example, even the first generation Moto X and even the Moto X 2014. The pictures that we took in outdoor conditions came out to be really good and they had a lot of detail. But again, when we move to indoor lighting conditions and in artificial lighting, the phone tends to struggle up a little bit. Don't get me wrong, it is good, you can take decent pictures, but again, if the lighting is low, then there is a lot of noise in the picture. And also, as this Moto X style does not have optical image stabilization, so I do feel that in low lighting and in artificial lighting, it does tend to struggle up a little bit when we compare it with other devices like the Note 5 or the iPhone 6s, which actually did a lot better in low lighting conditions. Now if we move to the front facing camera, again the front facing camera performance also has improved a lot, and again in outdoor lighting conditions the front facing camera does perform very well, as we have seen from the sample shots. Even in artificial lighting conditions it was, I would say, acceptable, but again the pictures are a little bit soft in artificial lighting. We do have this front facing flash, and yes, in very low lighting conditions it certainly helps. For example, in low lit environments like in a restaurant or something, the front facing flash can be really helpful in my opinion. So obviously it's not the best camera smartphone out there if we start to compare with the iPhone 6s or even the Note 5. But again, considering the cost, this Moto X style costs just I would say half the price of the iPhone 6s. The iPhone 6s is almost 2x the price compared to the Moto X style here in India, and even the Note 5 is priced almost about 1.7 times the cost of the Moto X style. So considering the price to performance ratio, I feel the camera performance of this Moto X style is pretty good. I'll also be posting the full in-depth review of this Moto X style very soon, so stay tuned to my channel. And if you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, hit that subscribe button. Thanks for watching. This is Ranjit and I hope to see you in my next video.